Production companies are accountable for taking the original idea for a film, developing it, and constructing a final piece. Production for a film needs to be heavily funded, directed effectively, and fully produced so the film is ready to be distributed. The role of a distribution company is to take the fully produced film and make it available to the target audience. They will firstly publicise the film by spreading it virally. It might be advertised for presenting the trailer on TV, which is an extremely expensive method, through billboards, a website displaying extra information for the audience, or perhaps through social networking, which is commonly used by distributors which don't have an adequate amount of finance to fund any expensive techniques. It is then planned for the film to become available in cinemas, where mainstream films hope to make a significant amount of profit. Finally, it will progress onto DVD release, where typically independent films gain most of their profit for the product. My film has been produced by Downstream Productions and distributed by Fine Art Pictures. Both of them have a simplistic style about them, emphasising that they are professional and mature, meaning they've had long existence. I feel like Film 4 would be tremendously similar to my production company, Downstream Productions. Film 4 is a small independent company which has produced films such as Trainspotting, This Is England, and Fish Tank, all social realism films. All these films also share a common feature as they all tackle issues with society and the way people are labelled because of the conventions tagged to the group they lay in. For example, in Trainspotting, the camera mainly focuses on the main character Renton in the opening sequence. The audience view him as a typical chavvy scum because of the trouble he is causing with his friends in the rum location. Therefore, the film carefully presents the way he is viewed throughout. My film is similar to this where people have elderly age stereotypes. However, like the other successful films Film 4 have created, the film will go on to reveal there is so much more to the character which would perhaps change those labels directly given through appearances. Regarding the distribution of my film, as it is a British independent film, the budget for distributing will not be at the same level as a mainstream film. The predicted profit will have to be analysed in order for the company to know how far they can push this media product distributing in terms of being able to break even after the product is established by consumers. Waterworld, a Kevin Costner film, was the most expensive film at the time it was created. It was an utter failure when the overall cost summed up to $235 million and only received a worldwide total of $264 million. This was enough to break even. However, profit was at a poor standard and not at all up to the expectations the distributing company Universal Pictures thought the product would achieve. In order not to follow this mistake, the company distributing my product are likely to advertise by small low-cost methods, such as magazine reviews, social networks, and perhaps by word of mouth, causing the product then to be launched in art house cinemas, gaining more public attention, and finally onto DVD release, where it is most likely to make most income, breaking even, and continuing on to making profit.